What's going on, guys? I'm Joseph and welcome back. Today on this video I'm going to be talking about what I thought architecture would be like in school versus what architecture is really like. Alright guys, before I jump into my TED Talk, little housekeeping. I'm sorry I'm filming in the car. I just got off work, headed to the grocery store. I'm at the grocery store parking lot right now, trying to get some dinner before I hop on a creators meeting and then spend the rest of the night holding my baby and watching Netflix. So you might know what that's like. Anyway, let's jump into it. This are the 3 assumptions that I had while in architecture school on what I thought working in architecture would be like. So number 1, I have the notes on my phone. Let me get those out for you. Is working in an architecture firm will kill my creativity. Now, this one is like half true, half not, I guess you'd say. I have a unique experience that in my undergrad degree, when I did architecture school in undergrad, it kind of prepared me to work in architecture. Had an internship every summer, and one of those internships was with a big architecture firm. So I got the experience of working in a big firm, but then I also got the experience in working in a 3-person firm. So there is like a limit of creativity that happens in a big firm, whereas in a little firm, you have the possibility to be a lot more creative because there's so many more things that you have to get done. But specifically, I thought about this because in the firm that I'm working for right now, we actually just finished submitting a project for a competition, and I feel like that was an opportunity for us to get really creative and go back to the roots in designing. Number 2, now let's get real transparent here. I thought I'd be making more money. Now, when you're raised, you grow up, and you tell people, I'm gonna become an architect. I want to go into architecture. For some reason, everyone is like, wow, Miho, that's awesome. You're gonna make a lot of money. Now that I think about it, I don't think any of these people know what an architect actually does. I make $47,000 a year. That's my salary, and that's after I asked for a raise a month before coronavirus hit. It's not actually a whole lot of money, especially because my wife is in school, I have a dog, and now I have a baby. All right, so my 3rd misconception is design. Living that design life, you know? I thought in school, I feel like I was a little naive now that I think about it. I thought I'd graduate, get into the workforce, and I'd be designing. You know, the same way that artists create art every day, design, have that creative fulfillment. I thought it'd be the same with design. Quickly realized that design is only about 10% of the entire project. When you look at the project broken up, when you break up the project timeline, sometimes you only get about a week of actual designing. You design for the week, you submit it to the client, then the client comes back and he's like, hey, I'm paying you this amount of money. You're gonna build it the way I wanna build it. So your design kind of goes out the window and you start doing whatever the owner wants and kind of trying to design and justify your design. By the time you know it, you're already talking to consultants, having to create the construction documents and everything leading up to the construction documents. You know, you've got permitting and stuff like that. It takes months. And so it comes down to maybe a week of designing. So that was one of the things that, you know, I experienced the first 2 years in architecture school. And that's why I jumped into interior architecture. And I was like, maybe the idea of designing is a lot quicker and faster doing interiors because it's human scale. Means smaller projects, means I get to design more, but still get to do architecture. And I find that kind of true, but then I jumped into architecture, and now I am working in architecture and doing kind of the opposite of what I anticipated doing. But the goal is to eventually, start my own place, my own firm, where I can design, do all the design that I want to do, treat it more like an art practice, and not necessarily rely on projects that have timelines of 2 years plus, where design is only a week long. But anyways, those are my 3 misconceptions of what I thought architecture would be like, architecture work would be like. Let me know if you relate to any of those. If you think there's anything that I missed, obviously probably missed a whole lot. These were just some of the few that came off the top of my head. And let me know down below in the comments. Also, in my description, check out my newsletter. It's a weekly newsletter every Wednesday at 9 a.m. Central Time. Touching on all the topics that are going on in architecture right now, my thoughts in architecture and lifestyle, and then also featuring other creators and tools and stuff that'll help you in your career get better. Check that out. Stay updated on Instagram as well. Archtober is just around the corner. It's a daily prompt to sketch, similar to Inktober, but it's Archtober because it's architecture related. Anyways, I think you get the point. So go ahead, drop a like, comment, subscribe, and I'll talk to you next time.